Aloha, this is Reg Baker, Business in Hawaii. We broadcast live every Thursday at 2 o'clock. We talk about positive stories of businesses in Hawaii, successful individuals who have made it work despite the challenges. We are broadcasting from the Think Tech Studios in downtown Honolulu in the Pioneer Plaza. Today we have a very fascinating guest that's going to be sharing some of her history and background. If you have any questions for us, we now have call-in capabilities, and that call-in number is 415-871-2474. I'd like to welcome Lisa Truong Kracher. I probably didn't say that right. You told me not to say it a certain way, and now I'm all confused. But Lisa's here. She's the owner of Staffing Solutions. She's been very successful ever since she came to Hawaii, which wasn't that long ago. So welcome, Lisa. Glad you can be on the show.
Thank you. Aloha, Reg. Thank you for having us, and thank you, Think Tank Hawaii.
Very good. So tell us, Lisa, a little bit about your background, and you've got an interesting background. Why don't you start from the beginning? How did you end up in the United States?
Okay. My parents are from Vietnam, and so my parents' grandmother, 3 sisters, immigrated from Vietnam to California in 1975 during the fall of Saigon.
And interesting trivia, we shared this over lunch, but I was in Saigon during the evacuation during that time, and I helped evacuate some of the people from the embassy and from the airport in Saigon at the time. So we've got a little connection there, but it's way back in the past.
Yeah, and you probably helped our family over because it was around the same time, and my family came over in April, and during the time that you said you were helping too. A year later, I was born, and so I'm the first-born American Vietnamese.
Of your family?
Yeah.
Very good.
I also have a younger sister, so there's 5 girls in the family, and
Well, that's a handful.
yeah, yeah. My dad was trying hard.
Yeah, he did. Very good. And you're the odd sheep of the family. You're doing something different. The rest of the family is all into healthcare, right?
Yes, 2 are in medicine and 2 are in dentistry. I really have a passion for healthcare because we landed in Loma Linda, California, and that is a Seventh-day Adventist community and really focused on healthcare. And my family just really supported that, and all my sisters just fell in love with helping others and giving back to the community. And
well, but you've got that too. I mean, you help others, and you're giving back to the community as well.
Yes, I decided to go into a different direction. I love business, and I've always wanted to own a business, and I just didn't know what kind of business. So early on, during my schooling, college, I was always business focused. I wasn't a biomed or anything, but I was in, I graduated with a minor in accounting.
Oh, see, I knew there was a reason I liked you.
And then I majored in marketing. And later on, I got my MBA in healthcare management.
Now, you got all this education where, in California?
Yes, in California State University, San Bernardino, with a bachelor's.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a fun place to be, right?
Yeah, skiing, Big Bear, it's great.
Yeah, no, that's good. And so, and then from college, and you got your MBA later, but you left college and you started working where?
I started working as pharmaceutical rep.
Oh, one
So
of
I was a
those.
pharmaceutical rep. So yeah, it was still in healthcare, but it was along the lines with marketing, because I thought I'm a people person. I love to talk to people. I love to get to know people. I like to make a difference in the community, and so I thought that going into pharmaceuticals, although not a clinician, I can still help people. But that didn't pan out, and I wanted to do something more. So then I went to get my MBA in healthcare management. And then that was where I first had an intern at Kaiser Permanente, Southern California. And that started my career at Kaiser Permanente, Southern California for the past 6 years.
What did you do at Kaiser?
Well, I started as an intern, so my last year of my MBA schooling. So I followed various
I went around to different departments and learned all about the business.
Yeah, and so after a 1-year internship, I really fell in love with project management and consulting. And so that started my career path with Kaiser.
Very good. So Kaiser actually has a department that just does and manages projects?
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah,
I guess that would be a regional type position.
it is. I worked for Southern California region. So I assisted physicians, chief physicians, also nursing managers, as well as medical assistants and pharmacists. And my area of expertise was process improvement, process excellence, and just Lean Six Sigma type projects. And so I work with primary care physicians and just help them reach their metrics. And
Well, that's a handful. That's an awful lot, particularly in that type of environment.
yeah, but it's really interesting. And I just love working with a team of great people who really cared about the patient. And Kaiser is just so great at just being patient-centered and focusing on the future of healthcare.
You know, I've got a little bit of a healthcare background myself. I used to be the COO and CFO for HMAA, which is a local insurance company. And prior to that, I actually ran a group of clinics, and I had about about 30 physicians in 15 locations. And I learned a lot about the Kaiser model because they actually are pretty good at setting the standards industry-wide across the country for outcomes, patient outcomes. They set the bar very, very high. And so that's a great organization to be involved in and get that consulting background.
Yeah, and so that's where I helped Kaiser physicians and departments reach those high goals.
Very successful.
With HEDIS and other regional goals.
Very good. And then how long did you do that?
I did that for 6 years, but I had to move up, so I wasn't just a senior consultant right off the top. After being an intern, I started as a project analyst, moved my way up to be a project manager, and Kaiser has project manager 1, 2, and 3, and then senior consultant. And so I did that for 6 years before coming to Hawaii.
Right, and I would imagine that with you doing that type of work and eventually that type of consulting, you must have had some pretty interesting conversations with your sisters.
Yeah.
Right, because they're physicians and dentists, right?
Yeah, they always leave it up to me to figure out the business side. They're good at what they do. They're great with patient care. One of my sisters works for Kaiser now, and she is the hospitalist in Southern California, and so she deals with a lot of critical care, ICU patients and emergency patients.
No, a lot of people don't know the difference, but she's a hospitalist as opposed to a primary care physician or a family physician. And there's big differences. You know, a hospitalist it's a specialty that they can actually focus on.
Yeah, she started as an intern, and then she's just that fast, type doctor who just wants action every day. And she's good at making fast decisions and want to help people's lives. So that was her specialty. Well,
and the Kaiser model is real comfortable for the people that just want to focus on that into the practice. Because it allows them to just focus on the clinical side and not worry about running the business because Kaiser takes care of all that.
Yeah, and that's how my sisters were with me. When I showed interest in business, I helped my sister run her medical office during college and also my sister's dental practice. And so I studied medical and dental billing. I did billing for them. I learned how to run an office. I did some HR. I picked up the phones, I filed, I started my office experience in their clinics.
Very good. So you've got pretty extensive family and personal experience in the medical field. And so it's just natural. You must be in the medical business now, right?
Not quite.
So something happened. So you, I know we're going to talk a little bit more in detail on that in the next segment, but what are you doing now?
Well, I'm president and owner of Staffing Solutions of Hawaii.
Staffing Solutions. And so, in a nutshell, a real executive summary, what does Staffing Solutions do?
We are a staffing firm, and we specialize in professional administrative type jobs, anywhere between entry-level, mid-level, C-level positions. And we deal with government as well. We do temp to hire, direct hire, and payroll. And we work we work with various industries such as hospitality, healthcare, finance, education.
So there is a little bit of healthcare in there then.
Yes.
So you're not completely distant, but it's not a big part.
Yes.
Very good. So that's, and I guess the point I'm trying to make is that with all this background and experience and everything that you've done, that would you lead you in a direction of maybe a healthcare type of career. You decided to take it another direction and go into the staffing side. So what was the thought process? How did you make that decision?
Well, I think with anything in life, you come to crossroads, and although I was happy working at Kaiser, and that's what brought me to Hawaii, the Aloha State, is in 2008, I was offered a senior consultant role here for Kaiser, Hawaii. And
So that's what brought you to Hawaii.
yeah, and they wanted me to do the same project that I did in Southern California, which is process improvement, standardizing processes, and working with primary care. And so, not knowing anybody here, I just took a chance and I took that risk. And little did I know that making that move didn't, I'm not in healthcare today, but without making the move, I wouldn't be here with Staffing Solutions.
So that's a very interesting, you came over here by yourself, no family. Kaiser transferred you, so you came over here and basically started a new life pretty much on your own.
I did. I moved here with 2 suitcases, and it was just really easy. It wasn't hard at all. Everybody invited me to family barbecues and just was really welcoming, and that's where I learned what aloha really meant. And I embraced that, and I really cherish that because I grew up all my life in Southern California and in downtown LA, and just having that fast pace.
A slightly different environment.
Yeah. So coming here really calmed me down, and the beach helps too, but the people here is what makes a difference. And so, although I really liked my job, and I absolutely love the chiefs at Kaiser here, and we're still friends today, and we still help them on the staffing business today.
Oh, good. All right.
But I had an offer that I couldn't refuse, and I have a great mentor, Mary Patti. She started Staffing Solutions in 1991, and she just had a unique opportunity to start it with Remedy Intelligence. It's a franchise, and 10 years later, she renamed the business as her own, which is Staffing Solutions of Hawaii. She's been in the business for over 40 years, and at the time, I met Mary, and she was looking for a retirement plan. She was looking for a successor.
Well, and let's break right there. We're gonna just hold that thought, and we're gonna have to go on a short break. But this is Business in Hawaii with Reg Baker. We're gonna be going on a short break, and we're gonna come back and talk a little bit more with Lisa about how she made the jump from healthcare to staffing solutions. We'll be right back.
Aloha, how you doing? I'm Gordo the Tech Czar, here on Think Tech Hawaii, where we co-host Hibachi Talk, where we talk about technology and bring in all kinds of cool guests. Also, my co-host with me today is
Andrew the security guy. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching Think Tech Hawaii, and thanks for watching Hibachi Talk. We also have Angus.
And you there, lad? It's Angus. I bring in all kinds of wee things. Oh, look, you can see my lips moving.
Aloha, this is Maria Mera, and I'm here to invite you to my bilingual show, Viva Hawaii on Think Tech Hawaii, every other Monday at 3 p.m. We're here to inform, motivate, and entertain you. Join us. Hola, soy María Mera y estoy aquí para invitaros a mi show bilingüe Viva Hawaii en Think Tech Hawaii cada 2 lunes a las 3 de la tarde. Estamos aquí para informaros, motivaros y entreteneros. Apuntaros.
Welcome back. This is Reg Baker, Business in Hawaii. We're talking with Lisa, who is the owner and manager of the Staffing Solutions here in Hawaii. And we were just listening to her background on how she went from healthcare, the whole family's in healthcare, and she's made the jump into a different industry. And she's going to be telling us a little bit more about that. So, Lisa, so you made the jump, and now you've got an opportunity that's kind of presenting itself. How did this opportunity pop up?
Well, I think it's just being in the right place at the right time, no matter how you see it. And it's just taking that risk. The opportunity was presented to me because I met Mary Petit, which is the founder of Staffing Solutions. And she was planning her retirement and looking for someone who can take over the business.
Very good. And I guess, and that's a good message for the audience to hear, is that, you know, sometimes you just got to keep your eyes and ears open, and when an opportunity presents itself, you've got to be ready to grab it. And timing sometimes is everything.
No, I didn't know right away though. When she presented it, I was hesitant because owning a business is just a scary thought. And I was a senior consultant at Kaiser in healthcare, a whole different industry. But when she presented to me, I already knew her. I respect her. With her background, and I learned the business before I said yes to her.
And she had a good reputation in town too, so she had a well-established brand.
Yes. And I was really lucky to have her as my mentor and know that she will always be there for me. And I'm lucky enough to have her as my mother-in-law as well.
Oh, the mother-in-law too. All right. Well, that is a close relationship. So how did this all kind of unfold? So you were working at Kaiser, you met her, you were talking with her, she started kind of planting the seed, maybe you would be interested someday to come in and kind of take over the business. Did you just jump right in and take it over and run, or was there like a transition period where you worked with her for a while?
And there was a transition period, and so when she presented to me, and at the point where I researched the company, researched the industry, and thought that I can do it, I gave notice to Kaiser, and I gave them a 6-month notice. Because
Wow.
I wanted to finish my project and just start clean, and they gave me that, and every day Mary was saying, Lisa, did your mind change? Did your mind change? I'm like, no, I'll start in January. I'll start in January. So in between, you know, I was studying about the industry. And then for the next year to 2 years, Mary was still in the office and just taking me under her wing, telling me everything from the ground up. I had to know, because coming from a process improvement background, I had to know every single process, and I need to know everybody's role and responsibility, and before I can make a good decision. So I started in the front, I recruited, I did managing,
You went back to your intern days and you kind of floated around and learned basically every position.
I did.
Very good. I guess there's no better way to learn about the business, is there?
Yeah, and to me that was fun, because it was just, that was fun to me because it was something new, it was challenging, and I saw a lot of things that can be improved on.
Right. No, I think that's a message that a lot of people can take to heart, is that if you've been able to work in every one of those positions and you know how they work and you know what the challenges are, you have a pretty good feel for what's possible and what isn't possible. And so when you start stepping back and managing that process, and you may be disconnected from it a little bit, but you still have a pretty good idea of what's going on. And then when somebody's going to be playing around, you're going to know if it's the straight story or not.
Yes,
Yeah.
and even to this day, I'm so happy I did that. I didn't step in to be an owner right away. I stepped in and I learned from the ground up. And I made mistakes and I learned from them. And I'm a firm believer of leading by example. So if I didn't learn every single role, I can't tell my team today to do things certain ways, because they will say, well, you don't understand. Well, now I can say, yes, I do.
I've been there. I've done that.
I created the process. Yeah.
No, that's good. But that's a good strategy, actually, for anybody who is thinking about having a business and they're working for somebody that maybe they like that industry, they like that business that they're in. And if the owner is getting ready to retire and maybe there's nobody in place to provide succession, that could be an opportunity for them.
Yeah, yeah,
That's-
definitely.
So people should, again, keep their eyes and ears open, and maybe something like that could fall right onto their lap, and they don't even know about it until it happens.
Yes.
Very good. So you've had a pretty good, now how long have you been over there, and you've been calling the shots now for a little while?
Yeah. So, since 2009.
2009, that's when you first started, and then you took over the company a couple of years after that,
Yeah.
pretty much?
Yep.
All right, so you've been the boss lady now for a while. Have you had any challenges? Have things always gone smoothly? How's it working for you?
I think, yeah, I've dealt with a lot of challenges. I think the first challenge was learning the industry and knowing, being a new resident of Hawaii, not knowing the businesses, all the competition. There's so many staffing firms. How do we set ourselves apart from everybody else? Is our internal system efficient enough? A lot of our processes were outdated, was still paper, so I went paperless. Had a
Now,
whole
was
new.
that an easy process to go from paper to paperless? I mean, that didn't happen overnight. That must have taken a little while.
Yeah, it took a while. I don't think anything is easy, but it just takes persistence and consistency and a plan of how to get there. And I think once you set a plan and a goal, then you can achieve that. And so I had to reassess the situation. What was paper? What can we switch to paperless? And it wasn't just a spur of the moment, let's go paperless. It was, okay, what softwares are there out there to help us be more efficient?
And that would fit your model.
Yeah,
Yeah, that sounds like your consulting background started to kick in.
that's all I knew how to do was consulting when I first started. So I came in, I think I started as a consultant and I improved the process. And that was when I just, after everything was done, and it's not done today. I mean, I'm pretty happy with where it is today, but there's always ongoing improvements. But the first couple of years was really hard.
It never stops, does it?
It never stops. But the first couple of years was just really, it was really hard to just know the business, get into the network, know about HR laws. So I attended seminars. I joined.
Labor law is not an easy subject.
Yes, it's really hard. And I joined SHRM. I'm on the board of directors.
Now, for those that don't know what SHRM is, what is SHRM?
SHRM is Society of Human Resources of Hawaii, and they're just a great organization. They provide seminars, ongoing seminars for our HR professionals. You can get credits, HR professional credits by attending these seminars. We have networking events. We have an annual convention every October, which I'm on the committee this year, the conference committee, and so it's an all-day conference, and you get to go to breakout sessions, hear the keynote, just learn more about
It's a big event.
HR.
They got people from not only around the state, but also on the mainland coming over to attend.
Yeah.
And some national speakers as well.
Yes. So doing that first, when I first started, I had to just get myself out there, even though I was really intimidated about everybody around me, being in the business for so long and just not knowing, and being young too, and being a woman, and just being everything felt like it was a challenge for me. But I just never took that. I never took that to heart. I just kept on going, and I just kept on having a focus and being positive. And the people around me, my family was very supportive. My husband, Mary, Rodney, everybody around me was supportive. So I just kept on going.
Good. And it's paid off.
Yeah.
So you've got a successful company now, and you're a member of SHRM, and you're getting out into the community. You're growing. If somebody wanted to find out more about your business, where would they go? How would they find out more about Staffing Solutions?
We can use Google and just Google staffingsolutionsofhawaii.com, or go to www.staffingsolutionsofhawaii.com.
Very good.
And
so
you'll
there's-
find all our contact on there. You'll see me, my team, and our contact number. We're in Ala Moana, across from the new Eva wing. So come visit us.
Very good. That's right there on Kapiolani, isn't it?
Yes, on
Yeah.
1357 Kapilani. We're on the 14th floor.
Very good. So, and how many people do you have at Staffing Solutions now?
We have an internal employee of 12, and we staff nearly 100 employees.
Wow. So now, when you say staff 100 employees, these are employees that are out on assignment in different clients' offices that you're actually got on your payroll.
Yes.
That's right. But you've got a lot of other clients that you do permanent placement. That would be like, I guess, temporary placement versus permanent placement?
Well, we have temporary and then temp to hire. So that would be like a probationary period. And then the client does have funding for a full-time position. And they have direct hire. Direct hires, from day one hired, they're not on our payroll. They're not our employee.
Right,
It's the
right, right.
client's employee.
Is that, now, I know the industry tends to evolve a little bit, but is the temp to hire the common way for people to get permanent employees now?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the most common way.
It is. And I'm so happy that employers are more open to hiring temp and temp to hire, because we employ over 100 a year, if I remember. Yeah.
And if you bring in somebody on a temporary basis, an attempt to hire model, and if it doesn't work out, it's much easier to fix that or correct that, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's one of the big benefits, is that instead of hiring somebody, putting on your payroll, and they're now your employee, and then you've got all that labor law that comes with it, as opposed to having somebody come in on a temporary basis through a staffing office, and if it doesn't work out, you can just send out somebody else that have maybe same or better qualifications, and it's essentially a non-issue.
Yeah, and we're basically an extension arm of their HR recruiting department. So any counseling, any terminations, workers' unemployment, that all goes under us. And so we try to make it easy, save time and money for our clients.
Very good. Now that's it's, you know, speaking as an employer myself and having employed many people in the past, it's always a difficult process to fix it when it's not a good fit. And I think the temporary and even the PEO model sometimes is a little bit more conducive to helping with that. And the temp to perm model is probably the best.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, go ahead.
We're celebrating our 25th anniversary this year.
Very good.
And I would like to share with you a promotion.
Okay.
And that will be, if anyone is watching the show, and if they call us and mention Think Tech Hawaii, then I can offer them the first 4 hours free if they're a new client, and if they have, if they staff somebody for more than 2 weeks.
All right. So if I staff somebody for more than 2 weeks, I get 4 hours free.
Yes.
All right. I like that. That's like 10%, something like that. Very good. Well, that's a super offer. Thank you. But they have to mention Think Tech Hawaii in order to get that.
Yes.
All right. Very good. Well, we're going to take another short break. We'll be back in about a minute. And then we'll talk a little bit more about your business and how it's structured and specifically how it works and where you see the future.
Okay.
So this is Business in Hawaii with Reg Baker. We're here with Lisa Truong Kracher, who is the owner and president. She's the boss lady over at Staffing Solutions. We'll be right back in about 60 seconds.
Aloha, my name is Justine Espiritu, and I am the co-host of Hawaii Farmers Series. This is my co-host, Matthew Johnson, and we are live with you every Thursday at 4 p.m. at thinktechhawaii.com. And our show focuses on Hawaii's local food community. We feature not only the farmers that are producing our food, but we also feature the supporters and other folks involved in the community that are trying to promote local agriculture.
Aloha! How you doing? It's me, Angus McTech, wishing you to welcome and join us to see us on Hibachi Talk on Think Tech Hawaii. Join my co-hosts, Gordo the Tech Czar and Andrew the Security Guy, every Friday from 1300 to 1345. We look forward to seeing you. We'll talk tech and we'll have some wee bit of fun. And remember, let your wing gang free wherever you be. Aloha!
Aloha, and welcome back. This is Business in Hawaii with Reg Baker. We're here with Staffing Solutions. And for those of you that have never experienced working with a staffing company, they're very easy. The process is pretty straightforward. But we're going to spend a couple minutes with Lisa, and we're going to walk us through the process of how to work with a staffing company and how to get the best person for the position that you can. Lisa, I'm a company. I need some help. I've got a position that I need to fill, and I give you a call, and what happens next?
Well, you'll either talk to myself or one of my team members, and we will get information about your company. We like to listen to your needs and address a solution. So the more information you as a client gives us, the better. If you can give us your company culture, values, what type of person are you looking for? Not only just your job description on paper, but also what soft skills are you looking for? Just share information with us. We'll take down the basic requirements. Is this a perm, temp to hire? What is the pay range you're looking at? When do you want this person to start? What are some of the benefits?
So it's more than just a job description. I mean, I may have a job description, but it may not answer all those questions. And sometimes it's an important part of the process to make sure that the personalities of the company and the employee fit when they come together.
Yeah.
And you help with that.
Yeah, so I train my team to be more like consultants and experts at what we do, and ask our clients whether or not you're a job seeker or a business owner or from looking for someone to just really trust us and provide us with the information, and then we'll find you the right fit.
Very good. And do you have, for lack of a better term, an inventory of people out there that you know that you've worked with in the past, and so you have a feel for what their capabilities and personalities are, so you can find a person fairly quick?
Yeah, I think being in the business for several years now, I pretty know my clients, and when an employee walks in, I really know if it's for client A, B, or C. It could be great for you, Reg, but it wouldn't be great for someone else.
Right. No, that's very good. And you said you've got, I think you mentioned, 9 people working for you? Or
12.
12, okay.
But they're not all recruiters. But we have, I have a combination of accounting department. I have HR and recruitment and 2 managers.
Gotcha.
And
do they specialize in certain areas or industries?
yeah, we really, when we hire recruiters, in my personality, I like to just groom and mentor my team. And if I see a passion in one of my staff, I recognize that, and I put them in a position that they're happy in recruiting. So
It's always nice to have a happy employee.
yeah, and they may have finance background, which they would love to or understand the finance positions, or they might have an HR background and they'll understand more of the HR background. But in my eyes, I think that a good recruiter can recruit for all industries, no matter what specialty they are. So we cross-train a lot as a team. We know what everyone's doing, we cross-train, and we cover each other.
Very good. Well, that just provides not only opportunity for the people within the company, but also kind of rounds them out a little bit as a professional to have this industry experience. That's great in-house training.
Yeah.
Now, did any of these people, I mean, is there a certification process that some of the professionals in a staffing company go through? I mean, does SHRM offer certifications in certain areas in HR and that sort of thing?
SHRM does, but as far as staffing, because staffing and HR is completely different. HR has definitely certifications, and you can go to SHRMHawaii.com to look at those certifications. But as far as staffing, there's the Association of Staffing, the ASA, and that's a national. We don't have anything local, and as far as my knowledge, I don't believe there is a specific certification for staffing. But someone who just is a people person, who loves customer service, who can multitask, someone who is a fast thinker, and someone who can just be able to read people and match them. I think that's what it
That's
takes.
what you're looking for. You know, but I would imagine some of your clients are HR departments, and that you kind of support and help the HR departments a little bit in finding people that they need help finding.
Yeah. So we have we have over 100 job orders open right now, and
Wow. Wait,
it's,
hold on. So you've got 100 job opportunities right now for people
yes,
that you're looking
and
for.
we need to fill them now.
So you're looking for people to hire.
Yes.
Does everybody hear that? There's jobs out here that they're waiting to fill. So give Staffing Solutions a call. They might have a job for you. So out of these 100 job openings that you have, what kind of jobs are they? What's some of the flavor of what you've got?
Well, it's a mix, and we have entry-level positions anywhere from, we're looking for interns right now. So anyone who is in their last year, a junior year in college, we're looking for that intern in a healthcare organization. Please call us. We're looking for that.
Would that be Kaiser by any chance?
Maybe. So yes, please call us. And then we have entry level. We have anything from clerical to management assistants, all the way up to HR managers, finance managers, and then all the way up to executive level. I'm looking for a controller right now in the hospitality industry. Please call me if anybody out there is a controller who has hospitality experience. Accountants, I'm seeing a high increase in orders for accountants and accountant assistants right now. Payroll, I'm seeing a high demand for payroll, and sales. Sales in luxury retail I'm looking for right now, and even greeters and concierge.
Readers?
Yeah, greeters.
Oh, greeters. Okay. All right.
So
That's good.
we live in a state where it's like mostly tourists, so we do have a lot of opportunity for positions in hospitality
Of course.
as well.
Of course. Well, that's very exciting. It's nice to know that there's, so much opportunity out there. We just have to match it up with the people that are looking. Now, which brings me to another question. As far as matching it up, how many people do you think you have to go through in an interviewing process before you find the right one for the job? I would imagine you need to talk to a few. What's the biggest challenges right now? What kind of advice can you offer the people that are going to come in for an interview to get ready for that interview and be able to come in and just nail it and be the top selection for that position? What kind of advice would you offer to them?
A lot of advice, but first, I think it starts with your resume, because we look at your resume first, so that's our first impression. We have an online job board, that's where you're gonna apply. So if your spelling is off, your grammar is off, if we can't look at your resume and tell what you did, or don't have the correct dates and gaps and things
So
like
if
that.
there's a gap in that resume somewhere, you got to explain what that is and why.
Yes. So if we cannot go through your resume at first glance on what you did, then we can't really find that match for you. But if it's laid out for us and we can tell what you're looking for, then we can bring you in and schedule an appointment with you. Come in, take a computer testing that will take about 30 minutes to 45 minutes, sometimes an hour, depending
Is
on
it
your.
okay to just show up in shorts and slippers, or
No.
or what? There's an appearance factor. You got to dress for success, right?
Yes. So Dress for Success. By the way, I am a big supporter of YWCA, Dress for Success, and Going Places Network, helping women transition back into the workforce after being incarcerated, and underprivileged women.
Very good.
But getting back to the Dress for Success, yes, appearance is always key too, is that first appearance. And once they come in, they will do testing, so maybe practice your computer skills, stand out, score high on the data entry and words per minute. For the higher level positions, we don't require that much, but for the administrative ones, we do.
Right.
Then you sit down with the recruiter and you just present yourself, and
How important is eye contact in all of this?
very important. So putting your phone away, turning it off, not bringing somebody to the interview is
No
also yes. Eye contact, good posture, being well groomed, and just being concise with your answers, and just really leaving a good impression when you leave the recruiter, and being able to articulate and be concise in what you can offer the organization.
I got a little trivia question that I'm curious about. I've got 3 sons, and they all like to have this 5-day growth beard. I guess it's the in thing today, and I see a lot of people around town that kind of like having that little stubble. What's that as far as a first impression like for somebody who's interviewing for a job? Is it a plus or a minus, or is it neutral?
Well, I can only talk for myself, and I like clean cut. I like clean cut. But if you're interviewing, I think my advice for that is to research the company. If the company has a pretty much casual
Like
culture.
if it's Google or eBay,
Yeah.
maybe that's going to be more acceptable than say Bank of Hawaii or
Yes.
First Hawaiian or Kaiser.
Yes.
Okay.
So it just depends on the company culture.
Okay, that's good advice. All right, very good. We're in the last couple minutes of the program, and I'm just wondering if there's any words of wisdom or anything you would like to share with the audience as far as, takeaways for them to remember from the show.
Well, I think for all the job seekers, just be open and don't pigeon yourself into a position that you're just looking for a paycheck or entitlement or, the prestige. Really feel for your passion and work and find work that you'll be happy to go to work for, and then it won't be so hard for you. Also, take risks. I think taking risks and exploring opportunities is also good advice for the college students to just get internship experience, and don't be afraid to join organizations to hone in on your skills for perfecting your interview skills.
And that internship cannot be underestimated to what the value, because you get to experience working in different departments and divisions within a company, and that can be invaluable. That can really help you decide what you really want to do as a career.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, it was a pleasure to have you here today. I wish you all the luck in the world. And I just want to take a side note here real quickly. The Vietnamese community here in Hawaii is large, it's thriving, there's a lot of success out there. You're one of those that are showing a very high success and a very high drive, so I congratulate you on that. And I would love to hear more of those success stories from the Vietnamese community. So hopefully we can reach out and touch some people and get them on the show, and we can find out a little bit more.
Yes.
So it's great to have you here. This is Reg Baker. We've been talking with Staffing Solutions. We air live every Thursday from 2 to 3 o'clock. We talk about successful stories and successful people in Hawaii and how they've done it despite the obstacles. I want to thank you for being here today. I hope to see you next week. And thank you for all the staff support that we've got here with all of our high-tech technicians here in the Think Tech Hawaii studios. Thank you and aloha.